Good morning. We are at Aero India 2025. I'm here with Mr. Salil Gupte, President of Boeing India, and just want to ask him what is the future of air travel? How do you foresee it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So please.
Yeah. So India is going to be a big part of the future of air travel, both in consuming it as one of the largest markets in the world for civil aviation, but also in helping define it. If you talk about the technology development for the future of aviation, a lot of it is happening right here. If you talk about manufacturing for the future of aviation, a lot of it is happening right here for also not just civil but defense. And India's ability to marry high capability engineering with higher capability manufacturing that has developed over the last 10 years is going to be very, very important to that effort.
And now I invite our editor, Mr. Vijay, to take it over with more technological push.
Of course.
Morning, Salil. Pleasure again talking to you, and this time around at Aero India, it's a lot of excitement. You're half Bangalorean now, in fact, with the kind of setup that is here. Now, one thing that we are now looking at, Boeing playing a very key role in the growth story of India. Can you just elaborate as far as commercial airlines are concerned? What is the growth story that Boeing is charting out?
Yeah, so the market in India is going to be such that over 2,500 aircraft will be coming to India over the next 20 years for civil aviation. That's out of the 2,800 for the region broadly. And as a result of that, you're going to need 37,000 pilots, 38,000 technicians to fly and maintain those aircraft. And so a lot of Boeing's focus is on the ecosystem to ensure that there's enough training, there's enough MRO capability here in India to support our customers as they take all of those aircraft. That's going to be really key. It's a lot of fun to talk about orders for aircraft. Everyone likes to write about it. The hard work is in the delivery of the aircraft, the sustainment of the aircraft, and the safe operation of the aircraft. And that's where we're spending a lot of our time.
Investing a lot in these kind of things with the MRO facilities coming up over here, the trainings that you spoke about. How crucial is it, as you said, for the growth story that just selling aircraft is not enough? Maybe you need to do a lot more as you.
Well, this is true in both civil and defense, right? So I'll give you an example in defense. In defense, it is a national security imperative that you have the ability to maintain aircraft that you take delivery of here in India, right? And so Boeing is extremely proud on the C-17 to have built a huge MRO with L&T at Hindon Air Base near Delhi. The P-8s, the first MRO done outside of the United States on the P-8 maritime patrol aircraft was done here in India. That is a requirement. And so I think Boeing is in the lead there, and we're going to continue to be in the lead.
Okay, one question that I'm sure you've faced a lot of time. Moment we talk about Boeing, somebody says 737 Max stories.
Yes, of course.
So how are you countering this kind of a thing, and how are you tackling this?
Yeah, so the way you counter it is through performance, focusing on safety, building quality products, delivering them on time. As we came back from the strike last year, which paused production, we had a very measured approach to coming back up at rate, in line with our safety management system, making sure that we came back in a way that assured production stability in the supply chain, and that all of our team members were current on their training and certification. And so that meant that as we get back up to rate, it's going to be done in a consistent, safe, and high quality fashion. You do that, you will win back trust one airplane at a time, one passenger at a time, one flight at a time, but there's no shortcuts to being able to do that.
And if you were to talk of the expansion again, apart from the wide-bodied and the long haul, Udan is now bringing smaller cities into the role. What is your strategy for that? Do you think your existing fleet will be able to?
So there's some Udan markets that will be supportable by our existing narrow-body products like the 737. The SpiceJet actually uses the 737 on the older version, the NG, on the Udan routes today. The 737-7, the smaller version of the 737 MAX, is also a very good possibility for Udan routes in the future and what we call high hot routes. So routes like Leh, to where you have a very high altitude, you can use it for that as well. So I think there's definitely opportunity there.
And as far as Boeing strategy is concerned, are you planning to bring smaller versions into the market here? Because a couple of your competitors, they say that you need smaller, more efficient, fuel efficient, those kind of aircraft.
Well, for the Udan routes, some of them can be done with mainline aircraft like ours. Some of them are best served by turboprops. And we know there are some other OEMs in the industry that do offer turboprops. That technology has been around for quite a while. We are not in the turboprop business at this time. But of course, the government has been talking to all of the OEMs about support for the regional transport aircraft, the RTA, that they want to bring out. And what they have asked foreign OEMs like Boeing to do is to support that program in some way. The best way that we can support it is that as we develop the Indian supply chain to the work for us that they're doing, over 10,000 crores per year is exported from India for Boeing. We can help those same suppliers at high quality also serve the RTA. That's the best thing that we could do to support those programs. As I was saying to the ministry, and I made a comment about this earlier in the week, the RTA has to be thought of not just for India. You need lots more orders than just India to support something like the RTA. You need orders for the entire region and beyond, because it's not just about making India for India, it's about making India for the world. And if we have the right supply base here to support a program like the RTA, whoever in India is actually the program leader for that, I think that's how you can be successful.
We've seen that right from quite some time you've been supporting Make in India. Been for you as an experience, how has it helped Boeing apart from helping the small suppliers from India?
Well, out of our 300 suppliers here, we have, I want to say, 75 that are MSMEs. And it is really remarkable seeing these suppliers come over from other industries, auto industry and whatnot, into aerospace, and we're able to qualify them and make sure they have the requisite training and skilling of the workforce to do aerospace. That has been a huge point of pride, because there's a skilling element to that we have been very involved in, to ensure that India has those skills, not just at the giants like our partner Tata, who we have the JV with in Hyderabad, but also at these MSMEs, because they will become the giants of tomorrow.
All of us are becoming very sensitive about the carbon footprint relief. What are the innovations as far as environment is concerned?
Well, that's a very important topic this week, because in addition to Aero India, it's also India Energy Week back up in Delhi. And so a big part of that conversation is around sustainable aviation, and specifically sustainable aviation fuel. That is going to be a large part of the story in India in terms of making its own SAF here in India, and then having the right distribution network for its use as a drop-in blended fuel to power aircraft for the industry to be able to get to net zero by 2050.
So that's Salil Gupte for you, sharing the Boeing story as far as India's growth story is concerned and how he looks at integrating it. Thank you, Salil. It's been a pleasure.
A pleasure
talking to you.